Dawn doesn't always bring light. Sometimes it only serves to reveal the approaching catastrophe. Prepare yourselves for Panem's bloodiest secret, the morning where it all began. Director Francis Lawrence takes us back to the deepest layer of the dystopia, years before Katniss, sunrise on the Reaping. This time, the Reaping doesn't take 2 names, but 4 from every district, 48 tributes, a massive execution planned with the capital's cold, mathematical precision. Can you feel that metallic dread in every frame? This is the second quarter quell. Brought to life by Lawrence's vision, this arena may look like a Garden of Eden, but every flower is toxic, every stream is lethal. This time, the capital turned nature itself into an assassin. And in the heart of this purgatory stands a young man whose mind is sharper than any blade, Haymitch Abernathy. He won this bloody game not with brute force, but by pushing the very boundaries of the arena. He was the only one who took the capital's perfect technology and threw it back in their faces. But remember, the price of defying the capital is far heavier than simply surviving the games. So, how does a hero turn into a broken man? Is winning actually the ultimate way of losing everything? Today, we witness the bloody birth of a legend and the shattering of a soul. Let the games begin, and for once, may the odds be in no one's favor. When the world ended, all that remained was silence and thousands of bodies waiting to be buried. But sometimes the earth refuses to accept what's thrown into it. Some secrets are too alive to stay in a grave. Director Zach Hilditch takes us to a frozen world where even survival is a burden. In We Bury the Dead, Daisy Ridley plays Ava, stepping into this silent hell, not just to bury the fallen, but to find a trace of her missing husband. But this isn't a simple search and rescue. Every body bag tears away another piece of Ava's soul. The horror here doesn't come from screams. The true dread lies in the borderline. Bodies declared dead, yet their hearts still beat. Hilditch whispers that the real catastrophe isn't outside, but within the minds that refuse to accept the truth. What if the person you're looking for is exactly where you feared they'd be? What if hope is actually the poison that kills you slowly? Today, we stand at the point where not just bodies, but past lives are being buried. If you can hear my voice, you still have a chance, but whatever you do, don't look back.
Slated for release in 2026 and adapted from the novel by master writer David Koepp, Cold Storage combines sci-fi and thriller elements in a claustrophobic atmosphere. This film is not about classic monsters hiding in the shadows. It's a prime example of rational fear, where the threat is microscopic, intelligent, and unstoppable. The story begins meters underground in a forgotten government facility. A highly infectious and adaptive biological organism, imprisoned in cold storage tanks for decades, awakens due to a malfunction in the cooling system. When an agent on the verge of retirement and a young staff member descend into the facility to fix this deadly mistake, they realize they are facing not just a chemical leak, but an intelligence that recognizes its prey. As they descend to lower levels, the corridors narrow and technology begins to betray them. The organism does not just spread, it uses human fears, mistakes, and biology to its own advantage. Just as dangerous as the biological threat is the loss of trust within the group. As our heroes race against time to stop the organism, they face a dilemma. Should they follow procedures to survive or trust their instincts? At the point where logic and science fail, is the greatest enemy the organism or the panicking human mind? The film's breathtaking finale emphasizes that even locking the doors or destroying the threat is not total salvation. Cold Storage ends with a reminder that nature always finds a way, and the price of human hubris is heavy. When the screen fades to black, the audience is left with one cold thought: some doors should have stayed closed forever.
Hey! This isn't a robbery!
Said to be one of the most high-octane releases of 2025, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die blends sci-fi, action, and absurd humor into a single explosive package. Directed by Brian Taylor, known for his adrenaline-fueled cinematic style, this film reimagines the time travel genre, dragging the audience into a chaotic adventure with a pace never drops. The narrative. It starts with a mysterious video message received by a group of ordinary young adults. But this is no prank. The people on the screen are their own future selves. This warning from the future tasks them with stopping a global catastrophe and leaves them with one simple, chilling piece of advice: good luck, have fun, don't die. Starring Paul Rudd, Jack Quaid, and Becky G, the team is thrust into a game-like reality where the laws of physics collapse, time loops shatter randomly, and absurd dangers lurk around every corner. They are no longer just fighting for the world, they are fighting for the versions of themselves they have yet to become. The heart of the film lies in the clash between destiny and free will. As the protagonists try to follow the path laid out by their future selves, they realize that every small decision they make radically, and sometimes catastrophically, alters the timeline. The threat isn't just an external anomaly, it's the team's own fears and their fragile trust in one another. Led by Paul Rudd's character, this survival game evolves into a deep existential struggle. In the gripping finale, we learn that the chaos was never an accident. It was a deliberate and dangerous experiment. As the team reaches the breaking point where the future faces total collapse, they discover that victory requires a leap of faith rather than a calculated plan. Instead of a neat resolution, the film ends on a humorous yet thought-provoking note, reminding us that the future is still unwritten. The game isn't over. Keep playing.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're in for a really weird night.
I was a kid, all I wanted to do was be a cop.
When the neon lights fade and the streets surrender to the dark, the real war begins. Night Patrol merges the police procedural genre with claustrophobic suspense, trapping the audience within the confines of a single night, blending the gritty realism of Training Day and End of Watch with the machinations of a dark criminal mastermind. This film blurs the line between justice and betrayal. A routine night shift, coffee, radio static, and the endless hum of the city. But for two officers, this night is about to become something far more lethal than a standard patrol. Following a simple tip, the duo finds themselves at the epicenter of a massive criminal empire that has infiltrated the city's very veins. As the streets empty, the danger grows. Our heroes must battle not only heavily armed syndicates, but also a systematic plan of chaos reaching into the darkest corners of the urban landscape. Every radio call is a potential trap, and every shadow a threat. Their only hope for survival is a fragile, tested trust in one another. The heart of the film is not just a physical war against criminals. As every clue leads back to dirty hands within their own department, our heroes begin to question who the real enemy is. Caught between a ruthless army on the outside and a corrupted system on the inside, their ultimate test is whether they can still stand behind the badge they wear. The question remains: protect the city or protect themselves? As dawn breaks, the true purpose of the operation, to completely paralyze the city, is revealed. Though a catastrophe is averted through great sacrifice, Night Patrol shows us that victory is never clean. Under the gray light of morning, the final scene whispers a resolution that is both a rescue and an omen of a larger, unaddressed threat still lurking in the shadows of the system.
Second time.
I'm going to be frank with you. Oh, Linda, before you go, forgot to mention I've received a few complaints about you.
Complaints?
Noxious odors.
Don't cry.
You are smart. I know that you are great with numbers, but I just don't think you got it. As an executive, I see no value in you. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, what?
You know we have the Bangkok merger coming up. Prove me wrong.
The 2026 survival drama Send Help explores the limits of human nature, blending the isolation of Castaway with the dark psychology of Lord of the Flies. It's more than a survival story, it's a mental chess game. After a plane crash, two colleagues find themselves on a deserted island. Initially, they cooperate to survive, but as days turn into weeks, hunger and isolation strip away their civilization. Resentments and past rivalries resurface, turning their partnership into a ruthless power struggle. The hierarchy of the office is replaced by the laws of the jungle. The central question shifts from how do we survive to who is more expendable. As sanity slips away, they realize the real enemy isn't the island, it's each other. When rescue finally appears, it forces a final, irreversible choice. Only one can truly survive, but at a devastating moral cost. The film ends on a haunting note. You might leave the island, but you'll never truly leave what you did behind.
Your hunt. I think I like it. You are stuck with an asshole boss. Just like I was. Although I'm betting I am a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part. I don't think we should ever leave.
This is it.
Can't believe we're staying at the Psycho Killer B&B.
Oh, that's so cool. It's a motion detector.
The most iconic mask in horror history returns. Scream 7 places the legendary Sidney Prescott at the center once again, not just as a survivor, but as a protective mother. Redefining the slasher genre, the film turns Sidney's endless trauma into a fresh nightmare targeting her family. Years of silence are shattered by that familiar, sinister ring of a phone. Just as Sidney Prescott thinks she has escaped her past, a new Ghostface emerges, targeting her daughter. The rules of the game are now more personal and more brutal. As Sidney fights to guide her daughter through a deadly maze, every attack uncovers dark secrets buried in her history. The eyes behind the mask carry a shadow of someone Sidney once knew. The heart of the story lies in Sidney's bloody connection to the past and the mystery of Ghostface's identity. While protecting her daughter, she must figure out why the killer's motive is so deeply personal. As everyone becomes a suspect, the question, who can you trust, becomes the only key to survival. In a classic Scream-style climax, the tension peaks as the mask is nearly removed. Sidney confronts not just a killer, but the ghosts of her past. The final showdown leaves shocking clues about the identity of Ghostface, closing on a dark note that suggests the threat is still lurking in the shadows. The mask may change, but the revenge remains the same.
To the right of the door. Shoot him now! Do it now! Oh, you got it. He's dead.
You need to make sure you shoot him in the head. He's trying to find another way in. We're gonna do this together. You're gonna have to shoot him through the wall.
Where? To the right of the door. Shoot him now! Do it now! Oh, you got it.
I'm gonna burn it all down.
Mother!
This is gonna be.
All of this is an illusion, an echo of a voice that has died.
Set to be one of the most epic fantasy productions of 2026, The Pendragon Cycle, Rise of the Merlin, is adapted from Stephen R. Lawhead's celebrated series. Reimagining the Arthurian legend with a darker, more historical tone, the film focuses on the rise of Merlin as a visionary leader and guide. As Roman control over Britain collapses, the island falls into a violent power vacuum. Amidst barbarian invasions and tribal warfare, young Merlin must embrace his supernatural visions and his druid heritage. He is not just a sorcerer, he is the key to a prophecy that must unite a shattered land. Bridging the gap between Roman discipline and British mysticism, Merlin fights to save the soul of the island from certain destruction. The heart of the story is the war of identity triggered by Rome's withdrawal. Merlin battles not only external threats but also internal tribal greed and the fear of his own growing powers. Every drop of blood spilled in the name of unity tests his wisdom. His decisions will either lead to the island's ruin or lay the foundation for a legendary kingdom. In the final act, as Britain reaches a critical turning point, Merlin's strategic and mystical choices plant the seeds for a united kingdom. The film concludes on an epic and mystical note, hinting at the future arrival of King Arthur. Rome has fallen, but Britain's true spirit awakens in Merlin's hands.
To take up arms against him. Here is your hope. A king will arise to hold all Britain in his hand. A high king who will be the wonder of the world.
You to a future of peace.
There'll be no peace in these lands till we are all dust.
Men of the island of the mighty, you stand together. You stand as Britons. You stand as one.
Great darkness is falling upon this land. These brothers are our only hope to stand against it.
Not our only hope.
They say Merlin slew 70 men with his own hands. At Cathay, he slew 500.
No man is capable of such a thing.
The mortal man.
Horizon has been defeated by the pirates of the New Age.
Attention, Serpent. Beach is closed. This is the high alert Titan area.
Things can go bad.
What the hell's that sound?
After the devastating battle between Godzilla and the Titans, the world is forever changed. Monarch: Legacy of Monsters expands the monsterverse beyond mere spectacle, turning it into a gripping, multi-generational conspiracy. A standout highlight is Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell, both playing the same character across different timelines, adding a unique emotional weight to the story. The story kicks off in the dusty aftermath of the 2014 San Francisco disaster. Following their father's mysterious disappearance, siblings Kate and Kentaro discover that their family legacy is deeply intertwined with the shadow organization known as Monarch. Spanning from the untamed wilderness of the 1950s to the modern-day chaos, the journey uncovers the first traces of Titans on Earth. As they peel back the layers of Monarch's secrets, every clue leads them closer to a primal power, Godzilla. The heart of the series lies in the question, how dangerous is the truth? The conflict pits Monarch's cold, military-grade secrecy against a fractured family's desperate search for answers. This is not just a fight for survival, it is a story about humanity's helplessness against the greatest forces of nature and the catastrophic cost of trying to control them. In the grand finale, the story leads us to Axis Mundi, the world between worlds, proving that Earth is far deeper and more mysterious than anyone imagined. As the missing pieces fall into place, the family confronts their past and realizes Monarch's true purpose. The series ends on an epic note, signaling a new era where humanity must learn to coexist with Titans, perfectly setting the stage for the future of the Monsterverse.
The world is on fire. If you want to save millions of lives, we can use some help.
Revenue.
James, so much time has passed.
The deepest psychological story in gaming history returns to the big screen. Return to Silent Hill adapts the legendary Silent Hill 2. Directed by Christophe Gans, the film presents not just a foggy town, but a mental labyrinth where guilt and suppressed trauma manifest into physical nightmares. It starts with an impossible letter from a deceased wife. James Sunderland returns to the fog-shrouded streets of Silent Hill in search of his lost love. But is he looking for Mary or his own sins? The town weaponizes James's guilt, turning his inner turmoil into grotesque entities. When he meets Maria, a woman identical to Mary but far more unsettling, his grasp on reality begins to shatter. The heart of the film is the war between the truth James wants to remember and the truth he hides. Every creature in Silent Hill, including the iconic Pyramid Head, represents a piece of his fractured psyche. To survive, James must confront the repressed memories of Mary's illness and death. Salvation lies not in a weapon, but in the terrifying reckoning with his own conscience. In the final act, James must decide if Silent Hill is a prison or a place of purgatory. As the truth is laid bare, a shattering confrontation between love and punishment unfolds. The film closes on a haunting note, leaving James's ultimate fate to the shadows. Sometimes, the truth is more painful than the nightmare itself.
They keep telling me to move on. No matter what it takes, I won't let go.